Today I said a lot on the 18th day of August because ain't no money left here in Abaco. The lobster gone and the tourists gone. But I was talking about good government and Bakers Bay, the biggest employee in Abaco and the most corrupt company in Abaco, Bakers Bay. And it starts from our prime ministers. We had one there that I used to like called Hubert Ingram. They call him Clean Hand Luke, but he was no different from the one now. They got the 25 million, Perry before him. I remembered some lawyers came to me. You only become worthwhile when you could tell their stories. So I don't tell their stories, basically, I tell my story. And they wanted me to announce that Hubert Ingram is getting $250,000 while Prime Minister. Every deed for the property that was sold in Bakers Bay, Hubert Ingram Law Firm was the only one that got it for 5 years while he was Prime Minister. Everybody know the story. His lawyer in the office finally gone to jail. And my smart people from North Abaco say, oh, that's okay, Hubert is not actually in the office. He's not actually in the office, but all the money going right to him. So what's the difference? And you imagine, that's when I got off on Hubert Ingram and I lost love and respect for him right there. I found out that every piece of property that was sold in Bakers Bay, Hubert Ingram office got $250,000 for every deed that was done. And you know how long it takes to write up those deeds to make it legal? 15, 20 minutes. So imagine 50 properties were sold in the 5 years that Hubert Ingram was Prime Minister. Add 250,000 times 50. So after these people come to me and said I need to announce that, I said, okay, sure. They told me how he was doing it, what he's doing. I said, well, I ain't no fool. I got up against the Prime Minister. It's Hubert Ingram. He biggity. I say, give me one of them 250,000. I said, because I could ask this, how much property you think gonna be sold while Hubert is Prime Minister? They say about 50. I said, well, your law firm gonna get 50 times 250. Only Kai want little money. Give me 250,000 before I open my big mouth. I ain't hear from him from that day to this. Think I fool. I ain't running my mouth for nothing back then. While Hubert was Prime Minister, he was deadly. And after I heard about it, I went to Hubert Ingram. He's my representative. I'm entitled to question my representative. I said, Hubert, I never called him Prime Minister. I didn't vote for Prime Minister. I voted for Hubert Ingram. I said, Hubert, I heard that you're getting 250,000. That's wrong. I said, this all Kai wants you to do for the people of North Abaco, not only for Kai. Make sure that those people get in a taxi and we making $100 that they're getting from doing so. You know what Hubert tell Kai? And that's left a bad taste in Kai mouth from that day, and 10 years later, I still don't like to see Hubert. Hubert say, Kai, leave them people alone. So I said, Mr. Ingram, respectfully, did those people stood on the line in the hot 95-degree temperature and voted for you? Which one of those people voted for you to become Member of Parliament first? You got to get Member of Parliament first in North Abaco. People like Kai vote, cuss, and carry on for you. Which one voted for you? And you saying that you want me to leave them people alone? When you getting $250,000 that you ought not be getting, Kai just want 100. North Abaco, there's nothing going on for the taxi drivers in your immediate district. let money flow to the moms and pop shops in North Abaco. That brute did nothing. $250,000 a pop will make you forget your people, you know. And Hubert Ingraham left, and there's nothing. Zero. 3 times Prime Minister, 35 years of nothing representation. All the basketball community wanted was a gymnasium. You know what he said? The last time I seen him on the stage in Cooperstown, I went down there to hear his message. He say, look right at me. Say, yeah, y'all want gym? I can get you 2 gym. You can get 2 gym this time. Boy, and I could see the hate in his heart, saying, y'all suckers take that. I ain't gonna leave you with nothing. All we want is a gym so that we could teach basketball so that somebody kid could elevate to the NBA. But Hubert said that can't happen. We'll give you no gym. Nothing. He left. And I look at this guy by the name of Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake educate. This is how you know when you have good government. Ricky Lake and the American government told the Bahamas government that there's over 28 people that have $8 to $9 billion in the Swiss bank account. The American government know who they are, Ricky Lake know who they are, and the Bahamas government know who has $8 to $9 billion. 28 families in this country has that kind of money stashed away. The question is, did they pay tax on that money? Did the government allow them to take that money out of here? If not, that is the country's money. But have you heard any government spoke about it? No, because some of them have that money stuck away in the Swiss bank account. Bahamians, world, how come? How is it possible for 400,000 people in this country to owe a debt of over 7 billion with a B? And we don't have nothing in this country that's worth $1 billion. And they keep borrowing. I saw Leslie Miller the other day, and that shows you how far we are as a country. Leslie borrowed over 20-some million from Hubert and Perry. They both okayed it and secured that, made sure that you got 25 million. And I don't think he's paid $5 million back. And raising hell, but he will run again in the next election. And the government of the Bahamas has not gone after that 25 million. We supposed to own the sports center. That is where the post office should be going. That belongs to the Bahamas government. If he can't pay that $25 million back, but ain't no thing. He want to run again to get more monies. Ain't the PLP that allow Leslie to do it. It's the PLP and the F&M. How are we going to pay $7 billion back when we give Bakers Bay all the concessions to sell all the land, no taxes, while they're taxing Bahamians? They're not allowed to pay electrical bill. They're allowed to carry people in a taxi. They're allowed to have their own private taxis, their own private ferry service. So how is the money going to stay in this country? When Bakers Bay is taking all the money out of the country, all they're doing is giving a little employment. Now that the building boom has ceased and slowed down, now what's going to happen to those people that could get other jobs by managing these people's homes, having their own private captains? Bakers Bay has foreign people living in the people's house and getting over $100,000 a year just to air it out. And these are white, Asian people, no black fellas, No Bahamians could go in those 8, 9 to $30 million house and get that huge salary to make sure that breeze blow through it. That is what we have for government. If the country, any country, has a $7 billion debt, and WikiLeaks and the American government told the country that you have $9 billion out there, and nobody in this country is trying to go after that $9 billion, there's something wrong with the country. The money is there. It is ours. How did they get it? How did they get it out of this country? Did they pay tax on it? Did they have government permission to take it out of the country? These are the questions that good government ought to be asking of that $9 billion that is in the Swiss account that owned by Bahamians. Boy, that could pay our debt down so much. Even if we get $4 billion, we're way ahead. Then this name keep coming up again. Renwell Wells. The American government got $30 million from them dropping sewage, the cruise ship, Carnival cruise ship, $30 million. And Renwell Wells flying off to England the other day, come and sit down with Newbold and talk and fool, and he ain't got the brains to hire a lawyer, to go after the cruise ship, to get $60 million. If the America could get $30 million and is dumping our waters, certainly this country could get 60 double, because it affected us. But Renwell Wells ain't got the internal fortitude to do so. This guy can't even get a printer. You imagine Mar Shaba as huge as it is. 3 years we can't get a printer for road traffic. And then Renwell say when he get the printer, he has to have somebody come and program it, because we ain't got enough sense in this country to program a printer in Abaco as huge and as much money as Abaco is bringing in. That is the kind of government that y'all stand in the line and elect. And it get worse, you know. Y'all went and elect an American, James Albury, being an American all his life. Don't know nothing about the Bahamas nor Mar Shaba. But he now is the spokesman for Mar Shaba. So far backwards we become, how far backwards we keep going. We know better than all Abaco, you know. Same old, same old. We see the backs of our MP more than the front. And I started by saying that gymnasium, the gymnasium that we asked for so long, gone and never got it. But it's worse, you know. We now have the greatest amount of young people in Abaco to date. And we don't even have a sports officer in Abaco. 3 years, we don't have anybody to bring some sports and bring the school together. Nobody, the government employs nobody. Got that little woman up there. I don't know if she ever played hopscotch or she ever played any sports, but she's now the minister. Does she realize that Abaco doesn't have a sports officer? Because obviously Darren Henfield doesn't know. Obviously James Albury doesn't know. But she's the minister of sports. So ask her, what is going on with sports in Abaco? I could tell her, big duck egg, nothing, nothing. This government has been a nothing government. All they've done is pile tax on the Bahamians, and we got $9 billion out there in the Swiss bank account. But Dr. Minnis preferred to go and let Brent Sumner go to Bakers Bay and get a contract for $25 million. They already got theirs, so they said they got theirs. UK and the rest of Abaco in the Bahamas, y'all figure how to get yours. We are secured ourselves for 5 years and beyond. That is the good government that the FNM has brought to the country. You're live on WCAY, talking what I know, not what I hear. I talk CC, not hearsay. You're live on a Sunday on WCAY. I'm praying to the universal God. God, please rise up some people that have some integrity and some internal fortitude that would speak for Bahamian people and to make this country better. And do not do like the rest of them been doing, asking what can their country do for them. We want to raise up people that ask, what can I do to make the Bahamas great again? Kai, in his own way, is trying to make Abaco great again. You're live because Kai cares on WCAY.